Hey, episode 152. I've got two lessons that will improve your bottom line and your life, and one idea that I know will make you money. If you buy and sell vehicles for a profit, or you want to, you're in the right place. This is the Flipping Genius podcast. Our number one goal is to help our listeners make more money. Every episode, we share information, ideas, and experiences of real-life car flippers. I'm Randy Lee. I'm the host of Flipping Genius. I've flipped cars most of my life. For over a dozen years now, I've been a licensed dealer. I am working to build the best podcast about successfully flipping cars for a consistent profit. Let's get to it, flippers. All right. Hey, welcome, geniuses. I'm making the assumption that some of you have graduated to that level since we're out here in season number 4 of Flipping Genius and episode 152. And if you haven't listened to all the other episodes, no rush, but I do encourage you to do that. And all 151 other episodes, plus a couple bonus episodes, are available at flippinggenius.com. That's FLIPPINGENIUS.com, or wherever you listen to podcasts, or you may be watching us on the YouTube channel, which is fantastic. If you're listening and you want to watch it, all the episodes are available on, about the last 100 episodes are available on video, along with some other videos too on the Flipping Genius YouTube channel. So check that out. And when you do, please subscribe. Please subscribe. Please save us as a favorite of a beg on the front end instead of the rear end. Hey, I've got two lessons that I want to share with you that I love sharing the stuff with you guys, because when I do, it reinforces it for me. So it's partially a selfish thing. But they're some simple stuff, I think, that I thought is important. I've talked with some friends about it. I've recently been learning from some people that I highly respect. And anyway, a lot of that is what I'm going to share today. A couple simple things that, if you'll incorporate these into your daily activities as a car flipper, as a car dealer, or just as a human being, and certainly as a business person, you're going to find that these are going to help you make more money, improve your bottom line, and improve your existence here on planet Earth, I think. The first one I recommend, and I heard this actually this morning from a local friend of mine, another car dealer who's fairly diverse in his business interests. I just saw a posting that he had posted, and it coincided with something I had just read from Mike Leach, the football coach from Mississippi State, who recently passed away at a very young age. Great book, by the way, if you haven't read Mike's book. I'm trying to learn everything I can about the guy. He was a fascinating man. My local friend said, surround yourself with winners. That was basically the gist of what he posted. I read it this morning at about 3 o'clock in the morning. Need to get a little more sleep, but that's a whole different issue. and I let's talk about what is a winner, and that is are you a winner only when you win, or do you get to be a winner before you win? I believe that winning is something that you develop and you practice, and then it grows, and then you become a winner. But you're a winner before you get to the finish line. And one of the features of a winner is to be a believer. You've got to believe that success is possible, and so hopefully you already believe that, and that's why you're listening to Flipping Genius, because that's what this show is about doing what is exciting to you, about flipping cars for a significant profit and doing it again and again and building the business. Certainly, I hope that you hear in my voice somebody who absolutely believes it's possible. And I know way back when we started the show, one of the things that I thought that we could do here is share an idea with you on the idea of flipping that is to do with something that almost everybody can do. Like I said way back at the start, and I've flipped houses, and you can flip houses, you can flip real estate, but it generally takes a lot more money than flipping cars. This is something that you can start from the ground up and build. And however far you want to build it, if you want to become a licensed dealer, if you want to become a big dealer, if you want to expand into specialty products, you can do it. You got to believe. And so it's important, sure, it's important to associate with some people that will give you some constructive feedback, but I think it's key to surround yourself with people who believe in you and believe in the process that you are taking, assuming that you're following a strong process that will get you there. And if you're following what we talk about on Flipping Genius, I know you are, because I know it works for me. It works for people who are following the steps that we take. So believers, somebody that believes, not necessarily yes men. I don't want somebody that just says, oh yeah, that's going to be great. But people who do say yes, who say, yeah, that sounds like an opportunity that you ought to take. And occasionally they're going to say, no, you should not do that. And if you are a member of the Car Flipping Forum, you'll see this type of thing happens there a lot. And I'm excited. I'm pleased that we do have a group of believers there, of yes sayers there, but we do also have a group there that will tell you no. When you post something and say, what do you guys think about this? I'm pleased to say that I'm not the only one who says, I wouldn't do that. Or no, I don't think you can make money at that price, because we need to know that too. But so look for believers, look for people who will tell you yes, not just people who say no, because there's a lot of people out there who absolutely can't wrap their mind around the idea that you can buy it for this, fix it for that, and sell it for that, and make the money in between. Simple as that. That's what flipping is, right? But there's a lot of people that can't see that. You want the people who can see that, and you want to get a small group of people like that to be with you. You may partner with them, or they may advise you, and occasionally you may compete with them. But you want those people there, and you want doers. Dreamers are great, but they've got to be doers too. It's key that they believe it can be done, and then they are doing it. Now, maybe they're not even doing flipping. Maybe your team of winners that are surrounding you are people who are doing it in some other area. I don't know if I've talked about this before. I don't believe Bruce has ever been on my show. A good friend of mine here in town, Bruce, is he's a big business networking guy, and Bruce and I have worked in a different capacity before. And he's an ideal person to have on a winner team, somebody that surrounds you, because he knows things can happen, and he also has a mind for business. Somebody like my friend Bruce, who's not here right now to defend himself, is an ideal person, because he's a dreamer and a doer. He's a yes sayer, but not a yes man. These are the kind of people you want in your corner. I'm going to pause just a second, because I need to get a name for you. Sorry for that little pause, but I wanted to remember a name that I wanted to share with you, because I want to give you some examples of winners because a lot of these people are right in front of us, and we don't recognize them. And sports gives us that opportunity to see what a winner looks like. Just this week, Monday, we had the national championship for Division I college football, and Georgia, obviously, if you're a college football fan and you're listening in 2023, you're probably aware that Georgia just trounced TCU in the game, and everybody on the field was a winner, really. I mean, that's how they got there to the championship game. But there's a guy that stood out in that game without a doubt. If you watch the game, there's a guy that stood out for the University of Georgia. His name is Stetson Bennett, which is a great. I think people name their kid Stetson Bennett probably knew the kid was going to be an all-American football player someday. But Stetson and maybe not. They might have thought he was going to be a CPA, and he may be. He may be anything he wants to be because he's a winner. And the reason I like to point out Stetson is because he came into college football without a scholarship. He walked on at the University of Georgia and became possibly their greatest quarterback in the history of a great football program at Georgia. He won his second national championship this week, back-to-back national championships. There's only 2 games each year that up to this point in the playoffs in Division I football. So he's played in 4 Division I playoff games, the semifinals, then the finals each year, and he's been the most outstanding player, arguably the most outstanding player in all 4 of those games, including this latest championship game, which he was just tremendous in. And Stetson is the guy that you want on your team. Now, he happens to be the quarterback, and quarterbacks are usually not supporting casts, or they can be. But he reminds me of another guy like that, Tom Brady, who has, if you know anything about football, he's been around a long time. Now, I'm not a Georgia fan. I'm not necessarily a Tom Brady fan. I'm everybody knows me. I'm a Wisconsin Badger fan, and I love the Badgers. I love the Packers. But these 2 guys are fantastic winners. They are people that win. They are the definition of a winner. They have things that get them across the finish line in first place that maybe other people don't have. And part of it is that belief in themselves and the belief in their program and in what they're doing. And this translates into car flipping because you've got to believe that it can be done. And then you've got to take those steps to get it done. Tom Brady has done it for a long time. I think Tom's like 45, 46 years old. Just amazing that he can even walk out on the field. I believe me, as a guy who played the game and continues to get up in the morning and try to get out and be active, your old body starts to hurt. And mine's a lot older than either one of those guys. It's probably about the combination of the 2 put together. But I admire both of them. And speaking of the University of Wisconsin and our football program, we've got a new coach there, Luke Fickell, who came in, and I've been reading tons of stuff about the new Wisconsin program because Coach Fickell's doing some fantastic things on our team as far as recruiting new players in and filling some empty spots. And one of the keys on a football team is the quarterback spot. That's you've got to have a good quarterback. If you don't know about football, if you're listening to me in Nigeria and you've never seen an American football game, I apologize. Although you can YouTube it and you'll get to see what I'm talking about. And there are people that listen to our Flipping Genius podcast in Nigeria and in a total of, I think, 68 countries around the world. So I know there are people out there who are not football fans, including right here in the United States. So I apologize, but I think my point will still be made. So the quarterback is the central part of the offense in football, the part that scores. And we needed some quarterbacks at the University of Wisconsin for the upcoming year. And somebody asked the head football coach at the University of Wisconsin, what are you looking for in a quarterback? And I loved his answer because he said, naturally, we want somebody that can throw the ball and that can move and run with the ball if he needs to. We need somebody who's smart, and we need somebody who can understand our game plan. And that's all pretty much automatic at this level. We're going to get people that have those skills, but there's 2 things we've got to have them be able to do. They've got to be able to lead, and they've got to be able to win. And man, I love to hear that as an old ball player and as a crazy fan. I love the concept because you've got to win, and winning is an attitude, and it's winning is an attitude that is contagious. So when you're building your team, whether it be the folks that help you detail your cars, the people that help you repair your cars, people that help you scout for cars, people that partner with you, whoever the people are. And it's a good idea to have people. You don't want to do everything all by yourself. As you build that team, make sure they're winners, and you're going to find it's going to be contagious. It really is. But take one break. I'm going to come back with lesson number 2. And remember, at the end, I'm going to give you an idea that'll make you even more money. I want to invite you to send me an email at flippingquestions@gmail.com if there's something you would like me to talk about. I try to come up with something every single week to share with you. I've got some folks that I need to interview. I've got a great one. I'm waiting for the fruition of a wonderful story I want to share with you. And I believe I have a local gentleman who's got a great success story that I'm gonna really enjoy sharing with you when it's complete, because we're waiting for the deal to close so that the flip will be complete so we can tell that whole story. I love stories like that. If you've got a story like that to share, you want to tell us about one, or you've got one that went bad, hey, let's talk about that. Let's talk about what you might have been able to do different. I'd love to talk to you. If there's something that you specifically would like me to investigate or share my knowledge of, or try to find somebody who knows more about it than I do, there's a lot of people like that. Please send it to me, flippingquestions@gmail.com. I read every email. I usually respond to them right away. And if we can set up something where you can be on the podcast, we usually do it via Zoom. So it's not, I can do it with anybody, any place in the world. And we usually rack the whole thing up in 35, 40 minutes. So it won't take a lot of your time. We'd love to hear you. So flippingquestions@gmail.com, and come be one of the winners on our program. The second lesson I want to talk about, and I really, yeah. And by the way, if you don't like this kind of stuff, go ahead and write me about that too. Tell me why you don't like this, especially this next one. No, seriously, I want to do things that's helpful. And if you're finding some of the things that I'm talking about not helpful, let me know that too, because I'm trying to build the best podcast for people who are trying to flip cars and trying to build this business. And I'm trying to give you things that will help you. And if you find it not helpful, let me know, because I put effort into it and I want it to be effective. Here's lesson number 2: do the right thing. I know that seems so simple, but it's just, do the right thing. The golden rule is golden for a reason, man. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I believe I learned it: do unto others as you would have them do unto you. I learned that when I was a little boy. I was taught it when I was a little boy. I don't know if I learned it. I learned it more and more and more. And I don't know if I might have been 50 before I really practiced that properly. Just to be honest, you learn as you go. I'm 62 now, so I'm under that pretty well, and I really do try to do the right thing. It makes me feel good anyway. You've heard me say, do business so you don't have to worry who's on the next aisle at the grocery store. That's absolutely the way I try to live every single day, and it makes your day better. That thing I've said tons of times, just tell the truth and you won't have to remember what you say. It's such a beneficial thing to do when you have a bad memory like me. But it just makes you feel better. It makes you feel better, and it makes you get repeat customers. It makes you get repeat sellers. They're going to look for you. They want to do business with you. Work that angle. Work it so that people want to do business with you. Do the right thing. Think about, how would you want somebody to treat your mom or your daughter or your wife or your son or your friend or yourself, and treat people that way. You might say, Randy, you're just preaching now. Okay, I am. And I'll tell you the honest truth. A lot of this what I'm talking about right now, came from a Bible study that I had this morning at 5:30 in the morning with some gentlemen I respect immensely, and I think I'm growing as a man and as a person by talking to them every week. And this was really the subject that came up today, it wasn't pre-planned. It just came right out of we were studying the book of John, and honestly, we went through this little segment, and I was kind of confused. I didn't really know what it meant until we talked, and I said, "Oh, okay, I see what this means." It says it's doing the right thing. That's that's how I interpret it. I love the Bible because the Bible is something that can be interpreted a lot of different ways. And if you may not be a Christian, you may not be religious, but I don't think any of this should be offensive to anybody, because what we're talking about here is doing the right thing, being good and honest and straightforward with people, and telling the truth, and just treating people the way you want to be treated. It comes back to you, man. It's amazing. It is amazing, amazing, amazing. I can think of a couple instances this very week where I probably wouldn't have had business, or where I wouldn't have done the business that I did had I not been doing the business I've been doing the way that I do it for years and years. And the more years there are, the more opportunities come our way. And so, and sometimes you don't know. Sometimes you don't know what you should do, how you should handle something. Honestly, there's questions that come up. You're thinking, should I do this or should I do that? And number one, you want to surround yourself with winners, like I said before. And another thing is you have to seek guidance sometimes. Seek guidance and wisdom from people that you trust and admire. Respect, trust, and admire. Look for these people. Get them in your life. Not yes men. Yes sayers, dreamers, doers. Same kind of folks we talked about before, but people who can help you and advise you and direct you. Some of them will have specific knowledge and experience, like mechanics, or like myself and other car flippers with maybe more experience, more knowledge, more networks. Surround yourself with these folks. Get to know them. Go knock on some doors if you have to. Go to your local car dealer auction if you can get in, if you're a dealer, and shake some hands, learn some names, and find some people that you can talk to. So when something comes up and you have a question, even if it's a question of how should I sell this car? Should I sell this car to the public, given that it has these problems? Should I sell cars to the public, given that I don't have these capabilities? Whatever it is, reach out to somebody that you trust and respect. And a good way to develop that is become somebody that others will seek information from. We all have certain skills and knowledge and a base of information, or we don't. Sometimes there's some young folks I'm talking to that listen to me, and thank you so much for listening to me. There's some really young people who are just learning this stuff, and they don't have a lot of information yet. That doesn't stop them, a lot of them, and that's fantastic. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you because you're doers and dreamers, and you're pushing. And I encourage you to get these folks around you to help you, these winners, these advisors, and then do the right thing. And as you build, become someone that people will seek wisdom and guidance from. And the way you do that is by doing the right thing, and by treating the people that you deal with the way you would want to be treated. And that includes the people who advise you, and do whatever you can to help them. That may mean that you go help push a car out of a ditch, or you help wash a car, or you do whatever you can to pay back, because it's a good idea to pay back. And I know it's some simple stuff, right? It really is. And like I said, if I'm driving you guys crazy with this stuff and you're saying, man, I don't need to hear that from you. I heard that from my dad when I was 7. That's fine. I heard it from my dad when I was 7 too. I didn't listen. But no, seriously, if there's something else you'd like me to talk about, email me, tell me about it. But for this week, this is what I wanted to talk to you about. Surround yourself with winners and do the right thing. And if you want to argue with me and say, no, I don't want to do the right thing, and I want to surround myself with losers, please send me that email too. I want to read that and find out about that. But I truly believe these are a couple things that will help you put more money in your pocket and improve your life. That's really the truth. And along those lines, here's something else that I believe will make you more money. And you may, after I tell you this little idea, you may say, I'm not listening to this clown ever again. And I hope that's not the case. But I've been thinking about it, and I thought I owe it to myself to tell you this. I know that I can help you make more money. I know I can. That's what I'm trying to do on the podcast when I do Flipping Genius. I try to share ideas that I have that can help you make more money. And some of it's simple stuff. Some of it's, all of it's pretty simple stuff because I'm a fairly simple guy. But that's the goal. That's the number one goal of the podcast all the time. It always has been. I feel that if you're making more money, you're going to want to listen to me, and you're going to want to share your ideas with me, and we can compound this thing and help people everywhere. Well, my idea is this. Why not work with me? Why not work with me one-on-one? I've invited you many times to become a flipping team member, or flipping partner, or flipping champion. And these are different levels of participation with the Flipping Genius program, where I will work with you on a limited basis to try to push you towards the right direction, to help you across those finish lines, to help you get to that place where you want to be. There's minimal fees for this stuff, and you can find out more about it. Just go to flippinggenius.com and see what I'm talking about. It gives us an opportunity to talk via Zoom and possibly via telephone to talk about what you're doing, what you're trying to accomplish, and how I will help you accomplish that. It's just I don't charge a percentage of deals or anything like that. It's just a flat monthly fee, and if it's something you want to do, we do it, and if not, then you don't. But I believe that this is something else that can make you money. Listen to my podcast, watch the videos. That'll help you too, no doubt. But I can't imagine a better way for me to help than to hear what you're trying to accomplish, take it in, and give you some direction and some feedback. I believe that anything that you pay us will be paid back in the form of profits from deals that you put together many times. And if you think I'm crazy, then just fast forward, and I won't drive you crazy with this. But I thought, what can I share with you that will make you money? And I thought, this is the thing, man. I keep telling you, and for some reason, I'm not being overwhelmed with context. I'll just be straight. I thought that I would be, and I think I should be, because I can help you make money, and it'll be fun. We'll have a lot of fun doing it. So if you want to know more about that, if you don't want to go to flippinggenius.com and study up on it yourself, you can email me at flippingquestions@gmail.com and say, Randy, tell me more about this. And I'll be happy to do that too. And I think, well, we'll have a good time. We'll make some money, and if you want, you can come on and brag about me. I'd love that. That'd be cool. So again, I invite you to send me questions, suggestions, input, ideas. Join the car flipping forum. While you're at flippinggenius.com, you can click on the button, join the car flipping forum. Or if you're on Facebook groups, just search Flipping Genius under Facebook groups, and you'll find all of our groups, including the car flipping forum, which is free to join. Free, Free, my favorite F word. And you can join for free. You can participate. You can get feedback from other flippers all around the world, and share your ideas there. I interact with you there too. I'll answer questions from you on flippingquestions@gmail.com. I don't charge anything for that. I don't charge anything for you to watch me right now. The idea is not to get in your pocket. The idea is to fill your pocket. It's the idea. Make you more money. That's what car flipping is about, isn't it? It is for me. Hey, I hope this has been of some benefit to you, and I appreciate you watching. Appreciate you saving us as a favorite, and subscribing to the YouTube channel, and come back and back and back. Should be back with you again next week. And maybe we'll get my buddy Jimmy's information by then. I don't know. I'm hoping he can close his deal and we can tell that story. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really selling that one, aren't I? But it is. I'm excited about this story that I already know the first part of, and I'm excited to be able to share it with you. Hey, let's work together. Let's make some money. Let's all become flipping geniuses.